Hello and welcome. This is Diana, and you are watching Holistic Vibes. This is going to be a generalized reading. So, as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Um, it's kind of like a calm before the storm. It's the shifting in the awareness that, like, the energetic frequency that's been kind of leading the way is shifting its frequency. It's kind of like honoring the right where you're at and the working through um, the things that have taken place up to here, right? And your past can very well be kind of revisiting itself or revisiting and honoring like the where you've been, the where you are at, and the what is. mm, attempting to kind of come through the frequency, right? It's kind of like there's a reflection that although maybe you're it's like a shift. It's kind of like a due justice or an understanding of like the victory that's been holding you back, right? Um So there has been like a form or a shift or an understanding of like self-doubt, a manipulation of energy and frequency, the what people have said versus the what you've overcome within your own impediment of self-doubt. I'm kind of getting an energy of somebody who has risen to like a higher height or has like something very big in front of them. There's a there's almost like a misconception energy or an impediment of like what people have said versus like what you witnessed. And people are running and hiding. For those that have been operating out of the forms of pushing people's boundaries or no longer honoring like universal law and consciousness, there is going to be like this. Mm, it's a shift in understanding of cosmic frequency. It's like once you, I'm getting here that somebody divinely knew specifically what was being asked, and it's like this inner wisdom is essentially like activating, reactivating, kind of. It's like shifting the hopes, the wishes, the dreams, the desires, and the desire for like a like-minded soul. Like it's one of those things. What they're kind of showing me is it's like as you sink into your soul family, right? Like God gave me the gift of sight and the ability to like see a person's soul like long ago after my activations, right? And I spent the last 9 years of the cycle kind of honing that gift and honing the ability to truly say, okay, so you're showing me somebody's Akashic records. That's great. Like, how is it supposed to help them get onto a higher timeline, higher frame of mind, right? Through, and I'm getting like you're kind of gathering this information currently, is like how you detach out of the vibrational frequency of like the expectations of other people, right? And through conscious awareness of choices, it's activating an inner extraordinary life within you, right? Like on the other side of denial, out of the other side of like insecurity comes like your divine purpose, the what you're meant to do or accomplish in this lifetime. And like so many people won't quite necessarily understand like paradigm shifting or walking through vibrational frequency or the understanding of like the what you're persistently thinking is what you are attracting to you, right? Are there any old ties that need to be broken at this time? Is there anything in here that you guys need to show me? So a cycle continues. And for me, like, yeah, if you are in a state of illusion or in a state of not showing like your hopes, wishes, dreams, desires, like the what you really want or the justice that needs to be, like they're showing me like a ripple through the earth. For those of you that have been in a lower vibrational frequency and you're constantly revisiting an old paradigm and an old loop, and those old archetypes are essentially keeping you stuck in a lower frame of mind, in a lower paradigm, right? Like honoring the shadow attributes, the hedonis. It's like the believing that everybody should be like worshiping you, right? And that you are, there's a fine line between like, loving like the beautification of like your environment and being in awe and wonder that like God's created the things around you, or that you are experiencing X said life, right? And it's because they're showing me that it's a very fine line between like you honoring what a great life you've created, and you being boastful that you should be worshipped, right? Like that you are like a god, or like you are like a liberator, or taking on like an arc of mm, a different frequency, right? It's through the honor of the journey that you will essentially express your vision in a state of alignment that is going to assist and help others um, also see their own future, their own pathway, their own shadow attributes, become their own teacher, stepping into a state of alignment, not being a martyr, right? It's the honoring of the journey of what it gets to getting to here. It's through the state of a detachment in the pathways that you did not see clearly, right? It's the honoring of the journey that another person has taken or will take to get to a said point, right? And it's through the not giving a shit. It's kind of like when you honor that the only person you have to worry about is your journey, right? Are you happy? Are you inviting in like higher vibrational matched frequencies? Are you still encountering karma? How are you responding when shit blows up? Are you freaking out? Are you pausing, reflecting, and then executing, right? And like through the allowing of the balancing, like you're stepping into your, they just said it's like you becoming your own cheerleader. Who gives a shit who follows you or what happens or how you come into your own divine alignment, right? Like there is a certain point where people get unfuckwithable money, right? When you get such financial abundance that like you don't even, it's not heads or tails, it's not holding vision and hoping people drag on. It's just you being who you are. And what it is it's like kind of you stepping into the extraordinary gifts that like God has graciously placed onto you, right? It's like as you get out of like whatever things, thought forms that have been impeding you, and you step into an honoring of God, show me the pathway, show me the choices that I'm supposed to take, and then asking the questions, because so many times we believe it's coming from a higher source, but it's really us activating in a lower frame of mind, a lower state of being. And so like through the honoring and releasing process, like you then release, and it's honestly, it is a form of shape shifting, because what you're doing is you're catalyticing your own energetic source, and then you're taking on a different mantle. Because like Joe says, right, for those of you who don't know, like I love Joe's meditations. I'm not necessarily like into the other stuff because I've been there, I've done that. but there is a little bit of mind manipulation that goes into you shifting your attributes to being like a divine goddess energy or a divine god energy, like the activation within yourself where the data you're blocking and downloading are that of the highest vibrational frequency, right? That they are 100% of God's light. Um, it's interesting because the other day it's like I listened to this thing and this there was a priest guy who was like identifying and like talking about uh, the honoring of the journey and the reflectiveness when you're one with like your higher self, your Holy Spirit, and how you ask to be seen something that you don't normally see, right? And the the honoring of it's like the empowering words that you speak into existence, right? And the emotional contrast of how the vibration, how when it comes, it tears you down. It's the overcoming the with divine bravery, like the what it is that you want to experience more of. And there is like this massive portal shift that is currently taking place in like your circumstances, your reality. It's kind of like mm, what you truly want is desiring you. It's a creating with you. It's a alignment. It's a when you understand like the vibrational frequencies of like the outside world versus the inside world versus the insecurities of another versus like you being walking within your strength, right? Because again, for those of you that are meant to be on a grander scale, um they're just saying like your renewal period will activate and shift your relationships, and it's kind of like by the people that you have single-handedly selected. It's kind of like a happily ever after. There is like because here's the thing, right? And a lot of people don't quite understand this because when you're young you want to be friends with everybody, right? We live in this consumerish society where it's all of a sudden this everybody knows your name, right? You go into a bar, you know the bartender, you know the bouncer, you know the manager, you know like every facet of that business. And you're just a patron, right? You're just like, you're kind and inviting and opening, and it's like that's great for a foundational experience. But, and again, it's like when you're starting out, you have to know everybody. And then as you refine and as you grow, your circle kind of gets smaller. And so there's always this like reacclimation period where you are honing or honoring like the detachment through the people. They're just showing me it's like the people blowing smoke up your ass telling you how great it is, but in actuality they're talking shit behind your back, right? And it's like it's through the boxes of illusion, through the impediment of others, like you start honoring, and it's training your mind to kind of see through the weight of the bullshit. It's kind of like when you call a spade a spade. I'll never forget this too. My like the person who I had a psychic tell me, oh yeah, this is your person, da da da. They were famous. They are famous. And one of his friends gave him a rope, and it literally looked like a twine rope. Um, and it was like hooked in, and I was like, it looks like somebody like legit anchored and tied you. And it's like, I get it, it's somebody's jewelry, but the connotations from like when they used to bind prisoners or slaves, it's like it was that kind of material, and it was just like yeah, I couldn't hold back and not say it doesn't even work. Like, come on. Um, Relevance. It's you're going to start seeing things that are not in alignment with the vibrational frequency of what you're trying to maintain or install or help. Um, and it can be quite obvious at the time of like the boundaries, right? Where people are kind of forcing you to gain the choices that they want. It's kind of like the perspective of like the real behavior is not like it's going to be obvious, right? It's going to be obvious that there's an anchor that somebody is trying to gift you. And just see through the BS, right? Like, does this align with your values? Is this a projection of their personal agenda? Like, is this something to keep you stuck in an impediment? Or is it trying to help you evolve into a state of a rebirthing frequency, right? How do you honor, like, the fact that you are meant to be seen, that you are an enlightened being, that you are here for a higher aligned spiritual awareness. And again, like that can very well be an exploration of like somebody having boundaries for you that didn't even realize that they were holding boundaries, right? Maybe they had no awareness, but it was something that they felt um, that they wanted to pull it forward for whatever reason. I don't know. Um, where's that? Which one? This one. Okay. I guess 3 cards is fine. Okay. That's it. Yeah, so it might feel like a bit of a mystery, right? Like as you're going through and kind of unfolding, you're going to see 555, 717, and 1313, right? And again, there's something with the way that your guides are communicating with you where they are trying to guide you to the vibrational frequency or the location that you're supposed to meet somebody, right? Again, they're re-emphasizing changes on the horizon. There is something that is going to be shifting in your reality, and it's time for you to align and be in alignment that it's everything is going to open up. Just keep reiterating that you are in a state of peace, rhythm, flow, and that everything that you've been putting in your wishing bank is essentially building into the perfect alignment of exactly what you were wanting. It's kind of like as you observe more, you're going to start realizing specifically like that the law is working within your favor, that like if there are monitoring spirits, that they're bound, deaf, and blind, right? Like they no longer, they may be in your shadow, but they can't see through your frequency alignment. It's like, it's almost like those entities that have been keeping you away from success no longer hold power. It's kind of like you've stepped into your, it's this alignment of good faith that like God is the highest vibrational frequency. And as long as you're, what was his name? Was it Job? I don't know. Because they're showing me like a biblical character that, like Satan essentially bet God that he could corrupt his servant, and then that ended up not being the case, right? I don't know. Maybe it'll pop out. Maybe it won't. These are the cards that they showed me. So I'll leave you at this, right? And maybe you can meditate on it and see if there is an insight from the story that is going to be relevant for you. I don't know. Um, Following the North Star home. Yeah, it's the honoring of the who is filling up your cup. Who energetically has been filling up your cup? Who have you been? And I've got goosebumps. It's like following the divine and allowing the divine to truly like it's the honoring of your journey and understanding that like sometimes the teachers need to be taught. Sometimes there is a impervious hold that keeps people in a state of stagnancy, and like through like whatever it is that you're stepping into your fulfillment with, or even possibly you're proceeding and offering, yeah, it's through that death and rebirthing process. I tell you that there is literally like a reflective period or an honoring of the journey to here. um and the where you've been caught up, or the where self-doubt has like impeded your progress, or the where you didn't believe you were valued or loved, right? It's the shifting or the honoring of like the what you've overcome, the how you've had self-doubt, how you've had limiting beliefs, and how you're throwing that onto the altar, right? And I guarantee again, this has to do with the end of the year. This is like a reflective period. All ancient like societies believe this right now, the time that we are living, is the end of the year. And so energetically, we're shifting out of winter and we're starting into this new rebirthing phase, this new rebudding phase, where it will no longer be winter and it will go into summer. And for those of you in the southern hemisphere, you are going from summer into winter, right? And it's the honoring and the shifting of the dichotomy of the energetic frequencies. It's the they're saying, is that epilep? What? I don't know what that word is. It's epi something. I don't know. And it won't drop. But I mean, again, it can be something that you're stepping into for the next 4 year cycle, right? Um, Getting clear vision on your journey to a key destination is what they just said. So express your visions through the desires that you want and speak the life that you desire into your existence. Again, if you are not living the life you are desiring, then what is one step that you can do to push yourself into that frequency? Who do you need to surround yourself with so that you are in true alignment, right? And honor that journey. I'm going to leave that there. If something in this resonates, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, be well. Ciao.